all that far. Well, don't forget that these conversations regarding tourism, every conversation here on Smart Men's Business is proudly powered by Zabo. So Zabo says whether you have a digital phone, whether you have a smart button phone, it doesn't matter. All you have to know is the USSD code, and that is *292#. You can learn about the products. I mean, there is a lot Zabo has to offer for you. So if you've not had interest with investing in bond securities, could be your first try. And of course, I know at the end of the day, you're going to be giving testimony. But investment is as low as 15,000 Uganda shillings. That is the lowest you can go for. You can choose to start from 15,000 Uganda shillings or more, depending on what your interest is in. Now, opening time, Zab actually has already opened from 8:15 a.m. till 3:15 p.m. 6 working hours from Monday to Friday, except for public holidays and weekends. And of course, they are powered by Alltech East Africa. Telling you to do something new. Well, we are still talking about tourism, and of course, before we went for a commercial break, I told you we're going to be discussing on ways on how to promote our domestic tourism. You know, are you a Ugandan? How far have you gone? Have you actually realized that we have chimpanzees? Do you know we have chimpanzees? Or you think it's a myth? Go to Impenetrable National Park, Impenetrable. We have gazelles, we have beautiful birds. So definitely, if I were you, I would actually take a chance, a leap of faith this festive, so even this weekend, November. Come on, do something great for yourself. So ways on how we can actually improve our domestic tourism, and of course, first of all is actually to make it more affordable for our citizens, for our Ugandans. Someone's like, oh, I'm not sleeping in a room of 200,000. I better save that money and buy something good for me. So there has to be they have to subsidize when it comes to affordability of these places, and of course, it is the biggest barrier when it comes to domestic tourism. Affordability. Though the sites are actually cheaper, some are free, some go as low as 15,000, some 10,000, you know. But I've seen maybe for those that want to go an extra mile, maybe for boat cruise, it's now 50,000. So someone is like, oh, 50,000 just for a boat ride? Really? It's like, you know what, let me sit back and just maybe enjoy the view. So give people an experience, and let's make it more affordable. Well, of course, the government can offer subsidies, like I said, and tax breaks to businesses to offer discount to Ugandan residents. Yeah, I told you guys. So it can also work to improve public transportation to tourist destinations. Imagine you're from Kabare to Kapchorwa. So you know how much that is? Those are like 2 days of moving, travel. You make because you have to make a stopover in Kampala, then continue. Those are 2 days. How much are you gonna pay? Because I realize if there are these trips where people go in large numbers, and of course much of it is transport, fuel. People are like, oh, fuel is high, you know, those kind of things. But then we have to have subsidies. Actually, interest has to be free because we are citizens. Look at this is beautiful place. So if you're a citizen, maybe you can have a room of 50,000. Yeah. That's it. But if you want good, luxurious things, you get accounted money. You get accounted. But anyway, I call for more affordable price ranges. Now we also have to increase awareness. We have to let people know that there is a lot Uganda is known for. Don't stop from knowing your veg tons around there. You have to know that we have gorillas. Have you seen those gonyas? Like the crocodiles, they are there. They're at Kazinga Channel. You can see them different. We have the Lake Victoria. We have the source. Oh my goodness, we have the source of the Nile. This is where it all begins, from Uganda. Imagine. So when people are learning history, like Uganda, the source of the Nile. So imagine that. So how about you get to learn about the different features, beautiful features that we have in our country, Uganda, so that you could have your friends, your family in diaspora coming in and they're like, you know what, you guys, I think I discovered something there. Let's go and check it out. You know, it could be helping us in getting revenue for our country, Uganda. And of course, the government can launch public awareness campaigns to promote domestic tourism. You've seen the Visit Northern Uganda, Visit Western Uganda, Visit Southwestern Uganda, all over Twitter. And people are taking initiatives. We've seen different brand ambassadors coming up, Miss Tourism. Come on, guys. How are you not opening your eyes with all this? So there has to be more awareness, more marketing. Keep those posters, keep posting so that people get to know. And of course, make it easier to book trips. Yeah. So the booking process and for domestic tourism can be complex and time consuming. The government has to work with travel agencies and of course tourism operators to make it easy for Ugandans to book trips within their own country. So make it easier for us, guys. You're going to ask for the ID, you're going to ask for the passport, you're going to, Jesus Christ. Imagine you're having it this weekend, but it has taken time, the network, the internet, it's so messed up, really. How about you make it easier for us when it comes to online booking? Give us priority first, because we are near so we can come into the country and have to support here. Of course, also promoting domestic tourism to businesses, you know, yeah, let people know, have paintings. I know that the people that have had painters, you know, of different animals, the photographers, you know, they go and take pictures. So you could actually support them in tours. And of course, many businesses in Uganda can offer incentives to their employees for traveling domestically. And of course, the government has to work with businesses to promote these incentives and encouraging employees to take advantage of them. You know, those half-year trips that you have as a company, you know, you're like, oh, we have to go and see, maybe we go to Kotido, maybe to Gulu, Soroti, you know. Those are the trips that actually get people exposed, the different businesses. Go and support those people that have their stores there, that are selling soda. Yeah, those are the people, those are our people. Those are on-ground people that we need to support instead of going to the supermarket, which is also good, but then these nearby people. Now, of course, partnering with the private sector, very, very, very key. Of course, the government has to partner with the private sector to promote domestic tourism. For instance, the government could work with hotels and tour operators to offer special packages for Ugandan residents. Special packages. I come, you give me a painting of a gorilla. I come, you give me a painting of a zebra. Yeah, I come, there's a discount, free breakfast. I mean, that is what Ugandans want. When you come, get yourself a crochet, get yourself a sweater, get yourself, I mean, those are different packages we want to have. I mean, I carry myself a bag with a giraffe or a lion on it, and I'm like, wow, I got this from this and this, ABC. So it could actually help, to promote our domestic tourism. People can be motivated, like, you know what, Mercy, I went to this place, oh my goodness, they gave me a picture, like a portrait. I have it in my house, so I would want to go and be like, you know what, I'm getting that portrait. So yeah, that is one of the ways, and of course, creating a national tourism website, and of course, applications here for the different accommodations that we have. Marketing force, maybe that could actually give us options. There's this national website where, you know, there is every site in Uganda, source of the Nile, we have the bridge, we have Marketing Falls, we have Kidepo. So there has to be something there for someone to be like, you know what, let me choose this. So right now, of course, hosting tourism festivals and of course events. Oh my God, the famous Nyege Nyege festival, guys. Hey, people all around the globe come to enjoy this festival. Guess what? Oh my goodness, the money people get out of this is tremendous. And we've had cases of robbery in those festivals, but that is also, there is security there. But Nyege Nyege, do you know how much Nyege Nyege brings to our country? That festival, once in a year, oh my goodness, tremendous money. People come from America, people come from Amsterdam, people come all over, enjoy this famous Nyege Nyege festival. Yeah, So anyway, that is what I was telling you. There are different events, Bachiga Nation, you know, embracing culture, Bushera, people are taking Bushera. So, oh my goodness, I cannot get over Uganda. I mean, we are the epic of enjoyment in the region. So how about we use that as an advantage for us to grow our tourism? Now, of course, also partnering with schools and universities, the government could work with schools and universities to educate students about the importance of domestic tourism and their benefits. Yes, you know, we used to study in SST tourism. We had what is the greatest national park, Kitepo, and then, you know, yeah, we could also have that to our students. You know what? If you go and visit the what is the zoo, because entrance is 10,000 Ugandan shillings. So imagine how many students are those, over thousands coming in to visit one place. Now, of course, promoting also social media, using social media. You have Facebook, you have WhatsApp. I mean, you have LinkedIn, you have Pinterest. Social media is a lot. So we have TikTok. Oh my goodness. For those that have a travel agencies, I've seen people posting digital flyers all over. They're like, visit Gulu, and they put activities on things you have to look out for. There's a price, there's a discount. I love it. I really love it. So those are one of the ways that we can actually make sure that we actually promote domestic tourism. So if you've not taken initiative, please go to the different websites for tourism and you'll get to know what Uganda has to offer. But anyway, away from that, did you know as of 2022, tourism contributes 7.7% on Uganda's GDP? But we are looking forward to that. We're looking forward to an increased percentage because we have a lot to offer. If we have people bringing in dollars, because we're from 2011, we saw an increase. Now people coming in as of 2019, 1 million plus. So imagine now, after COVID-19, how many people are coming. People have missed Uganda. They're like, oh, let's come in big numbers. If someone that had come 10 years ago is like, no, I'm bringing my family in. So that's a lot of money coming in. So, well, that is what, and of course, and it has employed 1.6 million people so far, from 600,000 employment directly or indirectly in 2019. Now, 1.6 million Ugandans. So imagine that. And of course, it has direct employment, and of course, indirectly through agriculture, we have construction, we have manufacturing. And of course, when it comes to foreign exchange earnings, tourism is a major source of exchange earnings in Uganda. Now, last year, tourism earned Uganda over $736 billion just in foreign exchange. Imagine how much more we could have revenue if at all we promoted, we marketed, we did all the required necessities for us to be known globally. Don't you think we could be the leading destinations in Africa, if not the whole world? Well, of course, when it comes to government revenue, we see tourism generates revenue from government through taxes and fees. And of course, this revenue can be used for public services and education, healthcare and infrastructure development. So the money that you use to go and, it's not a little thousand, 10,000 that you give, it has helped build up different facilities, health facilities, education centers, schools. So definitely, there is something you're bringing onto the table. Trust me, you are bringing something to the table. Don't think your 10,000 is in vain. Trust me. On that 10,000, they're paying taxes as well. Those taxes are helping build the economy. Little by little, you get to know. Now, of course, looking at the youth engagement, we see Uganda has a young population. And when it comes to youth and enjoyment, we go hand in hand. There is no festival that you find, no, it's just 30 and below, between 25 and 35. That is where the enjoyment level is at Uganda. So that is the youth for you. So trust me, when it comes to youth engagement in tourism. I've taken it to the next level. And of course, we are seeing that we have seen youth engagement in Uganda is growing, but of course we have a little bit of challenges. And of course, the Uganda Tourism Board said that 70% of tourism workforce is under the age of 35. So those that are employed directly and indirectly are below the age of 35. And of course, that is the youth age from 16, 18 years, yeah, till 35. That is where youth stops at 35. So if you're 36, please, you're in adulthood already. Now, of course, tourism sector provides a number of opportunities for young people. For instance, people can work in hotels. You've seen those waitresses passing around with, you know, they're balancing the tray very well. Of course, restaurants and tour operators and transport companies. Of course, they have also started up their own businesses, as you've seen. If you go to different tour destinations, there are African prints, there are earrings, there are lots of businesses that are happening around those. Of course, many young people do not have the skills and knowledge that are required for jobs in tourism sector, because most of them are opting for different courses, and that tourism could be another, it could be maybe as a passion. It could be as a passion, but then definitely, now according to the World Tourism Organization, young people aged 15 and 29 account for 1 of 5 international tourists in arrivals. So 1 out of 5. So if there are 5 people, 1 of them is a youth, because of course you have to come with parents, some of the young ones, the teenagers. Now, of course, here the UN also estimates that the global youth tourism market is worth $300 billion. That is just the youth alone. Now, of course, in Uganda, the tourism sector employs 1.6 million people, like I told you earlier on. And of course, here we see that in 2020, a report by Uganda Tourism Board, 75% of the workers are youth below 35 years of age. And Uganda government is committed to supporting youth engagement tourism. Set a target of increasing the number of youth employment in the tourism sector by 50% by 2025. Well, you see, so for those that are looking for ways on how to, you could actually interest yourself in showing people your heritage, your culture, and the beauty around your area. If from Fort Portal, there is a Maverega in Amwiru, and I believe you have had histories and stories from your grandparents. You could be a part of those people that, you know, tell people the heritage, the history behind these telegamites. That's geography. And of course, that is, and of course, it's expected that youth tourists are expected to travel longer periods of time and spend more money than adults. I told you, it's enjoyment and enjoyment for them. It's just, we want to spend the money, we have no responsibilities, it's just us. And why not? They spend more money, youth spend more money. And of course, tourists, young tourists are likely to travel to the off-beaten path destinations and support local communities. We are adventurous, trust me. Youngsters are adventurous. That is, you cannot see a grown-up person going for a bungee jump. It's unhealthy for their heart. You see, even if you're a youth, you almost have your heart just stopping for a minute to beat. So, so these are the time where you have to go and risk it all just for adventure. And of course, we see, of course, job opportunities are created, and of course, people have a lot they can offer for our country, Uganda. So, youth are doing tremendous. And of course, they are doing tremendous promoting tourism. Some of them have opted to be tourist operators. They go get a loan, purchase these travel cars, and then they're taking people out, taking them to different destinations. Yeah, so definitely it is a good thing for Uganda. So the vibrance, the different festivals that we have in Uganda, trust me, they're earning us something. So you're doing that, you're doing a service, you're being patriotic by attending these festives that come in our very beautiful country, Uganda. And of course, that is it for this first half of our last hour. And of course, we're going to be still talking about tourism and of course comparing the East African countries, their performance, what we have to learn from those countries that we can incorporate in our country, Uganda, to make sure that we are on top of the game. Imagine, we have large tourism destinations, but we are not putting them out there. So we have to borrow knowledge. Looking at Tanzania, Tanzania was nowhere 10 years ago, but now tremendously when it comes to tourism, partnering with China, partnering with India. You guys, we have to do something to beat the competition and be ahead of them all. Well, it is 24 minutes past 9 a.m. And of course, don't forget that these conversations on tourism, on where you're supposed to go, are brought to you by Zabu. So if you want to invest in government bond securities, Zabu says you don't need to hustle. All you need to do is reach out to them. If you dial the USST code, just dial *292#. And for the prompts, but they tell you investment goes as low as 15,000 Ugandan shillings. That is the lowest we go for when it comes to tourism, when it comes to investment in Uganda. So you can invest your money, plan, have a maturity period of 2 years. After 2 years, you go for enjoyment, go for different destinations and spend your money. Of course, it was already opened from 8:15 a.m. and of course, we expect it to close its doors at 3:15 p.m. That is 6 working hours. So in that period, from now till 3:15 p.m., please do yourself a service and you'll thank me later. From Monday to Friday, Zabu is fully operational except for public holidays and weekends. Zabu says, my money, my future, and they're powered by Alltech East Africa, telling you to do something new. Well, let's go for a short breather. For us, I'm going to be taking a cup of tea and I'll be right back.
Smart 24, driving business.
Luxury redefined at Seasand Hotel as you indulge in the splendor of elegant living fit for the royalty that you are. Step into comfort, pampering and blissful customer-centric service as you select from our range of comfy, exquisite living quarters furnished to meet with your royal preference. Surrounded by scenic beauty, our tropical setting allows you to escape the glamorous ordeal of city life. Our ambient green gardens will guide you to a place of revitalizing rest. The 3-star restaurant caters to your palate, serving your choice menu ranging from exotic cuisines to local delicacies. Our chefs will serve you full-course meals for a truly out-of-this-world culinary experience. Our fully stocked bar to whet your throat, from renowned global brand whisks, brandies, gins, beers and wines to our locally celebrated beverages, you will not lack for any brewage. It's an all-new experience in the East at Seasand Hotel. So visit today at plot 15 to 19 Spire Road, Ginger, or contact us on +256 751 719 960 and +256 785 354 614 for reservations. Seasand Hotels, luxury redefined.
Pay or shop with MTN Momo and get cashback every week. It's free of charge.
wano nno tuli Bukoto era leero we tugenda okugaba pichipichi yaffe eri omuwanguzi waffe wano we tuzze.
I'm so excited and I'm sure even all the people, all the staff at Kwaliwath are all excited. We thank you very, very much.
Myaka 25 nga MTN eweereza naye nga buli week tugaba pichipichi 5.
Very, very excited. I'm excited about MTN giving back to its customers. I'm really grateful. Thank you so much, MTN.
The fact that we have won really shows that people like Mama. Their services are really nice. MTN, your services are okay. The network is good. We are satisfied.
Chikola sense ne?
Use the Momo app or dial *165 *3#.
Say goodbye to paperwork and travel costs. Now every MTN customer can register to invest in securities anytime and anywhere with Zabu in a few simple steps. Step 1. Dial *292#. Step 2. Select option 1. Register with Zabu. Step 3. Enter your full names. Step 4. Enter your national identification number. Step 5. Enter your national identification card number. In 24 hours, you will receive an SMS confirming your registration. Congratulations, you are now ready to invest.
Smart 24, driving business.
And of course, it's just 30 minutes to the top of the hour, and then of course that is 10 a.m. And of course, we are here still driving you all that way. And of course, my name is Masi Katsime here in Smart Men's Business, taking you and driving you, and of course giving you updates on what is happening in the line of business. And of course, talking about business, don't forget that if you want to invest in government bonds securities, Zabu says look no further. You don't need to hustle, you don't need to go to long queues. All you need is your mobile phone, whether it's a button phone, whether it's an Apple brand, whether it's an Android. It doesn't matter. All you need to do is dial *292#. That is the USSD code. Learn about the product, or you could go straight to the bonds themselves. Sell, buy. Amen. Zabu has a lot more to offer, and of course, Zabu has already opened. It opens at 8:15 a.m. every day except for public holidays, and of course, their closing time is 3:15 p.m. So that is 6 working hours. Within those hours, I implore you and urge you to reach out to Zabu. And of course, they're telling you, Zabu, your money is your future. And of course, they are powered by Altex East Africa. Well, talking about East Africa and looking at tourism. So we want to compare between East Africa, the performance of the different countries when it comes to East Africa. And of course, Kenya comes number 1. Is ranked number 1 in East Africa as a top tourist destination, and of course, being known for its infrastructure, Kenya is doing very tremendously. And of course, Kenya is the most popular destination in East Africa with 2.2 million international tourists arrivals in this very year. Well, the country is known for its wildlife safaris, beach holidays, and of course, cultural attractions. And of course, Kenya is earning $7.5 billion annually. That is of the report of 2023. So trust me, if you're looking through the different tour destinations, someone's like, oh, Kenya, wow, wild safaris. So definitely then number 2 on the list is Tanzania. Tanzania known for its blue waters, Zanzibar. Then of course the second most popular destination in East Africa with 1.6 million tourist arrivals in in Tanzania as of 2023. And of course, it is also known for wildlife safaris, including Serengeti National Park, which is one of the most famous national parks in the world. Imagine what? Famous in the world. In the world. So people come across all borders just for Serengeti National Park. What is the exceptional thing they have in Tanzania about Serengeti? Known, you can see right there. Wow, beautiful. It's big and large and huge. Now, of course, now Tanzania gets $6 billion US dollars revenue as of 2023 report. Now, Uganda coming in as number 3. Uganda is the third most popular tourist destination in East Africa, of course, with 1.5 million tourist arrivals. It's just slightly lower than Tanzania. And of course, the country is known for its mountain gorilla trekking, the famous beasts, strong and proud. Well, and of course, wildlife safaris as well. Then Uganda also earns 1.7 billion US dollars as of 2023. And of course, we see Rwanda. Rwanda is the 4th most popular destination in East Africa with 1.3 tourist international tourists coming in their country. Now, the country is known for Mount gorilla trekking and ecotourism. Trust me, the rate at which Rwanda advertises gorillas, it's worrying. Yet we have the same. Just a small distance, Bwindi, just in between Kisoro and Kabale, then to the border. But the rate at which they advertise their gorillas, my goodness. You may think they have like 1 million gorillas, but anyway, there are few, but they are proud. They're proud of their gorillas. And of course, we see the tourism sector has earned 0.6 billion in revenue as of the reports of 2023. Now, overall, the tourism sector is a major contributor of economies, East African communities, and of course the region is home to a variety of unique and diverse tourist attractions, including wildlife safaris, like we had said, gorilla trekking, and of course beautiful beaches. We have our beaches here in Uganda, though some have really phased out, I don't know, due to ownership issues. And of course, tourism sector is expected to grow in the coming years, which we expect with the improvement of infrastructure, as the region governments invest in marketing and promotion, and of course infrastructure development, like I'd said. So marketing and infrastructure, if they are worked on, my goodness, that's what we're lacking in Uganda. Infrastructure development and marketing. We could be the world leading tourist destination in Africa. Yeah. Away from actually looking at East Africa, comparing East Africa and all that, we want to look at how we can actually make sure that we bolster tourism growth across East Africa as a region. Since we are East African community, we have newcomers, we have Burundi, we have DRC. So soon enough, we're going to be seeing how they're performing in tourism. But so far, we're giving them a grace period. But of course, Kenya should focus on promoting. So we are going to see how different nations are supposed to bolster their tourism. Now, Kenya is to focus on promoting its unique tourism attractions, such as Masai Mara National Reserve. Those Masai people. It has actually lions. And of course, Tsavo National Park. You remember the story of Tsavo National Park where there were lions? That's the story. That's the park. That's the park right there. And of course, the country should invest in improving its infrastructure. Kenya as well has a long way to go when it comes to accommodation, such as road and air transport, and of course, in key tourist destinations. So you have to realize that we have not yet gone as far as, having air transport improved. We use buses, By the time you reach where you're going to go, you're tired, you just want to sleep it off. So we need just a few minutes and you're already there. So if Kenya could improve that, and of course roads, if it's being known as the first tourist destination in East Africa, I don't know, man. It could be one of the leading ones in Africa as well. Now, for instance, looking at other countries, comparing and how they have used this initiative. Now, we see South Africa has successfully promoted its unique tourism attractions such as Kruger National Park and Table Mountain. Of course, the country has also invested heavily in infrastructure development, making it easier for tourists to travel in and out of the country. So, if Kenya could do what South Africa has done, definitely they'll also be growing tremendously when it comes to tourism in their country. Now, for the case of Tanzania, they should focus on wildlife safari, including the Serengeti National Park, which is known to be one of the most beautiful destinations globally in the whole world, not even in East Africa, not even Africa, globally. So people come all the way just to see Serengeti National Park because it's the home of species that are not in different parks. Now, of course, they should invest in developing new technology, new tourism products, such as ecotourism products, and of course, cultural experiences. We want to go to Tanzania and see the different dances. We want to have a feel of the different foods that they have. You know, imagine having different cuisines from different places, different parts of Tanzania. It could be beautiful, you know, away from seeing animals and birds and, you know, sights. The food. Food actually speaks more than you think. I want to eat when I go somewhere. So now Costa Rica did this, and this is what happened. Now, Costa Rica developed a thriving ecotourism sector, and of course, the country has a number of national parks and protected areas where tourists enjoy activities such as hiking, bird watching, and rainfall adventures. So that is what Costa Rica did, you know, for the success of the tourism industry. So, if Tanzania could do the same for their country, guess what? They would grow tremendously. And of course, here in Uganda, we are promoting escalator trekking and of course wildlife safaris, and of course improving infrastructure. We're improving infrastructure in key tourist destinations such as Bwindi Impenetrable National Forest and Maction Falls National. Bwindi Impenetrable, by the way, there were issues regarding the natives, you know, how they're being affected, stuff like that. And of course, there were inconveniences and people are constructing through. But however, this is a good report that came from in. They say they are earning out of Bwindi Impenetrable Forest. Imagine people come and they're like, oh, so they are working as tour guides because they know the forest better than these other people around. So they are getting more from this Bwindi Impenetrable Forest. Now, Rwanda did this. Rwanda promoted its mountain gorilla trekking experience. I told you, the rate, if you've gone to different websites of Rwanda, if you see the way they promote their gorillas, my goodness, I am impressed. I get impressed. So this is what they have to do. So they invested in improving its infrastructure in key destinations such as Volcano National Park. So this is what we have to do. We have more gorillas, by the way, compared to Rwanda. So imagine if we did the same. We promoted our gorillas. We want to see pictures of gorillas everywhere, pinned out in you know, when you get to Kabale, when you get to Kisoro. We want to see that beauty right there. And of course, we want to see actually Rwanda, for Rwanda should actually promote its mountain gorilla trekking, which is known for. And of course, it has to invest in developing new tourism products such as luxury travel options. Well, the Maldives, it's known for having, I don't know, that's the greatest destination people are dream about. It has good environment, the water is blue, everything is so good and like luxurious. You go to a hotel and feel like you're, I don't know, maybe in utopia, in a non-existent world. Well, Maldives has successfully developed its thriving luxury tourism. And of course, it has a high number, high-end resorts and hotels which attracts tourists from all around the world. Trust me, make a survey. Ask people around. They'll tell you, I want to go to the Maldives. Even don't know where it is, but they want to go to the Maldives. I've seen adverts. Whew, people are floating on water. Who don't want to go there? Who wouldn't want to go there? So that is what they're trying to do. Luxury. You go in a hotel, it's all glass. The bed is fantastic. So definitely, that is one of the things that we have to do as East Africa to make sure that we are the top tourist destinations in Africa and maybe the entire globe. Now, we're going to be looking at the different tourist sites and how much they earn the different countries in revenue annually. And of course, we're going to start off, if we could have the graphics right there and we could see how much each of the country gets from their tourist sites. We have Masai Mara, that is in Kenya, and of course it is popular for wildlife safaris in the world. Masai Mara is home to lions. I told you, lions, elephants, giraffes, zebras, and other animals. And of course, it brings 1.5 billion annually. Just in Kenya, one national park, 1.5 billion annually. Amazing. Now, still in Kenya, we have the Tsavo National Park, the largest national park in Kenya, and is home to wide variety of wildlife. We have elephants, we have lions, we have buffaloes, and of course, as you can see right there, it brings $500 million annually. That is in Kenya alone. Before we get to other, we have Amboseli National Park. It is known for stunning views of Mount Kilimanjaro. Did you know Mount Kilimanjaro is in Tanzania? You could also go there and find out that. And of course, it is large. It has elephants. It brings around $300 million. So if you calculate from billion to 5 to 300. Now, lastly, Lamu Island. Lamu Island, a UNESCO World Site Heritage. This is not a national park. It's an island. Of course, Lamu is a beautiful island off the coast of Kenya with a rich history of culture. It brings approximately $200 million. We've talked about investing in cultural tourism. People are showing their heritage. Okay, we also have our tourist culture. We have the Kisubi tombs, you know, we have the different places you can go and look out. We have the Ghana Museum. Well, we're looking at Tanzania, Serengeti National Park, the #1 park that is famous across the world, and of course it is home to annual wild beast migration, which brings $2 billion annually. $2 billion annually. Just one national park brings $2 billion annually. And of course we have Ngorongoro Crater Lake. You know, this is history. We're going back to history, guys. And of course this massive crater is home to a variety of wildlife, including lions, elephants, and of course it also brings $500 million annually. Then we have Zanzibar, the famous Zanzibar Island, where everyone is like, I want to go to Zanzibar, destination honeymoon, Zanzibar, proposal, Zanzibar. Come on, guys. But of course, it is a beautiful island off the coast of Tanzania and is known for white sand beaches, that turquoise waters, and of course, spice plantations. Well, it brings $300 million annually. Imagine, do you know people that go to Zanzibar? Everyone is talking Zanzibar. Zanzibar, I went to Zanzibar, honeymoon, proposal, shower, baby shower. Destination, because actually it's near. Now, looking at our very own beautiful Uganda, we have the really impenetrable forests And of course, it is home to over half of the world's remaining mountain gorillas. Yeah, we are proud to have that. And of course, it brings 500 million annually. We, comparing to Tanzania and Kenya, wow. The second Tsavo, if you see Tsavo, having 500 million, bringing 500 million annually, then ours, the first one, which we are proud of, bringing 500 million. That means we have a lot of work to do. If our top tourist destination is generating over 500 million. Well, we have Makshan Falls National Park. It is known for a variety of wildlife, lions, hippos, and of course it has the most powerful waterfalls. Have you seen the water at Makshan Falls? You people, even generates electricity. To know that it's that powerful. Well, of course, it brings approximately to $200 million annually. Yeah, not bad, not so bad. We have Queen Elizabeth National Park. Well, the park is home to a variety of animals as well. And of course, it is also home to Chambura George, which is known for its chimpanzee trekking. There's also chimpanzee trekking in Queen Elizabeth, for those that didn't know. So you could go to Windy, you could also go to Queen Elizabeth as well. Now it brings home $100 million annually. Not so bad for Uganda, actually. Not so bad. Then finalizing with Rwanda, we have Volcanoes National Park. Oh my goodness, you should go to the websites of Rwanda. The way they advertise volcanoes, oh my God. Oh, you just feel like you want to go there. Now, of course, it is home to over a third of the world's remaining mountain gorillas. These are the gorillas I was telling you about, bringing it to an estimate of 200 million annually. That is in East Africa. So, by the way, the 4 countries I'm mentioning actually have the most tourist destinations in East Africa. When you look at Burundi, when you look at DR Congo, not so much, and maybe South Sudan, not so much. But these 4, very good. Now we have Nyungwe National Park, and of course chimpanzees, golden monkeys, and birds. Have you seen golden monkeys? That's a species that is rare. And of course, it brings home $50 million annually for Rwanda. And of course, we have finally Akagera National Park. And of course, it has wildlife as well, and it brings home $50 million annually. Of course, this is just a few of the major tourism sites and attractions in East Africa. But of course, there are very many more that are just silent that we have not mentioned. In Uganda, we have Kidepo, we have Lake Mburo. Oh my God, we have a lot. We have Renzori, we have Mabele Canyon. There's a lot. So imagine those small monies they bring in. It has done tremendously for our country, Uganda. And of course, please, for those that have not had interest in loving your country, this is just a nice bag on what East Africa has to offer. But before you go to East African nations, first travel through Uganda. And trust me, you'll have your honeymoon or your birthday or whatever event you want in Uganda if you start embracing domestic tourism. Anyway, it's been a pleasure having you all the way from 7 a.m. till now. Oh my goodness. When you talk about tourism, I cannot exhaust it. I cannot exhaust it because I love Uganda. I love what it has to offer to the world. I believe we have a lot of potential that we can offer the world. Anyway, of course, you can catch us on our YouTube channel, that is Smart 24 TV now, and of course, we are on DSTV channel 374, and of course on GOTV channel 320. Of course, my Twitter handle is mkaslin, MKACIELYN. That is my X handle, formerly known as Twitter, of course. And of course, these conversations are proudly powered by Zabu. So if you want to invest in government bonds and securities, Zabu says look no further. All you have to do is invest as low as 15,000 Ugandan shillings. That is the lowest you can go. They're actually quite fair. So Monday to Friday, those are the working days from 8:15 a.m. till 3:15 p.m. 6 working hours from now till 3:15. Make yourself probable cause and reach out to Zabu and invest your money before it goes to the wrong hands. Yeah, if you've been keeping it under your bed, it's time for you to invest it, and it produces more profits for you. And of course, except for public holidays and weekends, Zabu is telling you they're fully operational from Monday to Friday. Of course, Zabu says, my money, my future, and Notex East Africa tells you to do something new. Well, of course, my name is Masika Seme, and of course, today being a Friday, please be responsible. When we get into the weekend, be responsible on the road, in whatever happening places that you go to. From the rest of the team, have a blessed weekend and very good morning.